and welcome back to Story Corner with Macmillan. I'm Rebecca and I'm going to tell you a story that's called Let's Recycle. I've been looking at a book of some amazing pictures. I want to show you some. Pictures of places around the world. Look at that. Can you see what it is? Bits of ice. Enormous pieces of ice floating in the sea. I bet it's really cold there. This photograph was taken in Alaska. Ooh, right up in the north of North America, above Canada. Very cold up there. Here's another picture you might like. Okay, it's from Canada this time, up in the north of America. But this time it's trees and a river with birds. And the sky is reflected in the water. Can you see the clouds down here? They're up here, but they're reflected in the water down here. It's beautiful, isn't it? What kind of noises do you think you could hear if you were in this place? Maybe nothing at all. Or maybe just the birds. It's beautiful. Here's another one that I liked. Here's a beach. A beach. This one's in France. An enormous, quiet, empty beach. No people lying there and making lots of noise or sandcastles. But it's lovely, isn't it? A lovely beach in the north of France. And here's one more picture that I wanted to show you. What do you think of that? Can you see what it is? It's a big dump of rubbish. Lots and lots and lots of rubbish in a huge mountain. This photo was taken in Mexico, but there are mountains of rubbish like this all over the world. It's horrible, isn't it? Dear me, what can we do to stop that? What can we do to stop there being so much rubbish? Well, one of the things we can do is we can try and recycle. Do you recycle at home? I do. I have lots of bins with different things. For example, if I've got a plastic bottle, what colour is the container where I have to put it? Do I put plastic in a green container? Or do I put plastic in a blue container? Or do I put plastic in a yellow container? You're right. Plastic goes in yellow, doesn't it? So I throw my bottle in the yellow container. What about paper? Where do I throw paper? What colour's the container? Yellow? Green? Blue? Blue, you're right. Blue for paper. Yellow for plastic, green for glass, and brown for all the other rubbish. That's true. We should really recycle more, shouldn't we? As much as we possibly can. Okay, so my story is about some children. Some children who recycle and some children who have problems because other children don't recycle. Are you ready for the story? Let's go. Let's recycle. One day, two friends, Jake and Jilly, called to each other from their houses. Hi Jake, hi Jilly, it's a lovely day. Why don't we go to the beach? So Jake and Jilly took a picnic and went to the beach. Let's open our book, the picture of the beach. There we are. So Jake and Jilly had a lovely time playing on the beach, making sandcastles, paddling in the water, playing with their football. And then they had some sweeties and they had some pop and they had a lovely picnic on the beach. And when they'd finished with their picnic, they just threw the things into the sea and went home. But hey, the the animals in the sea said, "Stop, stop, Jake, Jilly, you must recycle. You mustn't throw the rubbish on the beach. Stop, stop." But it was too late. Jake and Jilly had gone home for the day. The next day was another lovely sunny day, and Jilly and Jake waved to each other from their houses. "Hi, Jake. Hi, Jilly. Hey, it's nice and sunny. Why don't we go to the woods and take our boats and play on the river?" "Yeah, fantastic idea." So Jake and Jilly took their boats, and they also took some biscuits and some juice, and they went to the wood. Jake and Jilly played with their boats on the river, and they listened to the birds, and they ran around in the woods, and they had their tea. They had their biscuits and they had their juice. And when they'd finished their tea, they threw the biscuits and the paper into the river. Woo! And a toad came out of the river and said, "Hey, kids, don't throw your things into the river. Take them home. Recycle your rubbish. Don't do that. That's horrible." But Jake and Jilly had already gone. Now, far away, on the other side of the world, there were two more children. Oops. Wrong side. Where the ice flows, filled the sea. There were two more children called Anak and Yanuk. And Anak and Yanuk lived in the cold north with the polar bears. And Anak and Yanuk were fishing. They were fishing and they wanted to find some fish so they could eat them. But did they find fish? No, they didn't. They fished and they fished, but what could they find? "Hey, I've got something," said Anak, and she pulled and oh, that's not a fish. And Yanuk said, "I've caught something," and he pulled and oh, that's not a fish either. They fished and they fished for ages, but all they fished were plastic bags. Oh, that's horrid. Oh, yuck. Oh, no. Dear me, what's been happening? Somebody hasn't been recycling. Somebody has been throwing all of their rubbish into the sea. So Anak and Yanuk decided to write a letter. Stand them up again. They decided to write a letter to all the children in the world who don't recycle and telling them, please, recycle, because otherwise our beautiful landscape will be full of rubbish. So they wrote a letter and they put it in an envelope, and they called their friend, the snowy owl, to take the letter to the children, and the owl took it away. Back with Jake and Jilly, they went to the sea again. They decided it was another lovely day and they would go to the beach with their biscuits and their sweets and their drinks. And they had a lovely time playing on the beach with their balls and their sand castles and their picnic. But suddenly they saw a snowy owl appear, and the owl had a letter in its beak, and the owl gave the letter to the children, and the children opened it. Do you remember what it says in the letter? It says, "Your rubbish is killing the animals in the sea. Please recycle your rubbish. Put it in the recycling bin. Anak and Yanuk." And they'd even drawn some pictures of the sea full of rubbish. What do you think Jake and Jilly felt when they read the letter? I'll tell you how they felt. Well, do you know what they did? They felt really bad because they looked around the beach and they saw lots of rubbish. So they decided to throw the rubbish away, and very carefully they picked up all the rubbish that was on the beach, and they found the recycling bin. What colour's the recycling bin for plastic? They found the yellow recycling bin, and they put all the rubbish in the right place. The plastic in the yellow bin, the glass in the green bin, the paper in the blue bin. And miles and miles and miles away, our friends Yanuk and Anya were fishing another day. Oops. Here they were, fishing on their ice floes. Do you think they're fishing today? Do you think they found rubbish today? They fished and they fished, and what did they find? Yes, today they fished a lot of fish. No rubbish, but just lots and lots of fish, because now the sea was clean and the children were recycling. I hope you liked my story. Bye-bye.